Let me tell you this plainly, as one who walked too often on the fragile glass edge of her own emotions. The only opinion that ever truly mattered was the one I whispered to myself at night, in the dark hush of my own solitude. It was not about being louder than others. It was about surviving my own echo. In this world, people fling their thoughts like stones across the surface of silence, hoping for ripples, applause, validation. But I have always written from a different place. My words were born in the cellar of the soul, in those harrowing chambers where one's pain is not decorative but necessary, a kind of violent root system that feeds everything that blooms. Opinions? They crowded the air like smoke in Cambridge pubs, like gossip in classrooms, like expectations hanging from the shoulders of every young woman who dared to speak with certainty. I learned early that the world rarely waits for a woman's mind to unfold. It prefers her to smile, to nod, to wither quietly behind her corsage of compliance. But I could not comply. I could not simply be what others expected me to be. Not the pretty wife, not the obedient daughter, not the muse. I had my own inner monologue, furious and exquisite, and it demanded space. It demanded ink. It demanded freedom. When I say my voice matters most, I do not mean that it silences yours. I mean that after a life spent navigating others' noise, I have learned to make a cathedral out of my own breath. And it is in that sanctuary that I write, I feel, I live. Every line I composed was less a performance and more a confession. I did not write to charm. I wrote to survive. And so, when modern readers and thinkers confront this quote, opinions are like orgasms. Mine matters most. They must understand. It is not mine. It is a distortion, a digital ghost wandering in the web of misinformation, garbed in a voice that is not mine. I would never have equated the raw, holy struggle for truth with something so flippant. Orgasm? A word for flesh. My pain was deeper than that. My work, the bell jar, Ariel, my journals, was about pressing my hand to the window pane of existence, fogged with breath, trying to scrawl one last honest sentence before the view disappeared. So, what is my real advice for today and tomorrow? Honor your voice, even if it trembles, especially if it trembles. Do not mistake silence for safety. Speak. Question everything that is given to you wrapped in authority. It may be poison. Create. Not for others, not for approval, but because something inside you must not rot. Be kind, but do not be docile. There is no virtue in shrinking. If you suffer, write it. If you love, write it. If you lose, write it. The world does not need more people who echo. It needs more people who remember how to sing their own requiems, even as they live. Let them call you intense. Let them call you too much. The truth is this. Most people fear what they cannot control. Be uncontrollable. Be incandescent. Be entirely, unapologetically you. Sylvia.